My dear child, from the very beginning of time, before the stars took their places in the vastness of the heavens, and before the oceans began their eternal dance upon the earth's skin, I chose you, not as an afterthought, not as a mere ripple in an endless sea of humanity, but with deliberate, passionate intention. You are chosen not just to exist, but to flourish, to shine, to be wrapped tightly in the warmth of my everlasting love. There's no mistake in your design, no flaw that can disqualify the purpose I have planted deep within your soul. I see every part of you, the fears you hide away, the dreams you dare not speak aloud, the brokenness that weighs heavily on your heart. And still, with infinite patience and unwavering affection, I say to you, you are chosen for good. This choice I made is not frivolous or fleeting. It is like the roots of a mighty tree gripping the earth, unshakable and steadfast, holding you firm through every storm, every twisting gale of doubt and despair. Even when you feel unseen, unworthy, or abandoned in your darkest hours, my selection of you remains resolute. I chose you when the veil of time was yet unspun, when the earth was only a whisper in creation's mouth. I chose you because you bear a unique light, not one to compete with the sun or dazzle the eye, but a gentle, steady flame that no shadow can extinguish. Sometimes, my beloved, the world around you will try to tell you otherwise. Whispers of inadequacy, scars from past wounds, the weight of regret, they will all press hard on your soul, attempting to convince you that you are forgotten, tossed aside, or worse, chosen for pain and failure. But hear me clearly now. I see the whole tapestry of your life, every thread shining with my purpose. You are not chosen for chains or for despair, but for freedom and renewal. The good I have marked upon your heart has not eroded with time. It only grows stronger as you draw closer to me. I am not distant or detached from your journey. I am intimately involved, watching over your days and your nights. When your spirit falters, I am there to catch you before you fall. When your heart is burdened by questions that echo in the silent corners of your mind, I whisper truths that breathe life into your weary bones. You might not always recognize my presence because it doesn't always come in thunder or overwhelming revelation. Sometimes it is the still, small voice that opens a window of peace where despair once roamed. Trust this voice, my dear child. It is the sound of your Creator holding you close. Do not be afraid of your story, even when it is tangled with confusion or pain. The very fact that you can feel the ache means you have a heartbeat that I fashioned with eternal hope. You are not chosen for defeat. You are chosen for triumph that even death cannot silence. Remember the seeds I plant in the quiet soil of your heart. Though these seeds often lie hidden beneath layers of doubt and fear, they are alive, waiting for the right moment to burst forth in beauty and grace. Your chosen path is not a maze without an exit, but a journey toward the fullness of life I have prepared. My vision for you surpasses the limits of earthly understanding. I see you as a radiant light among many, a beacon that illuminates the shadows not just for yourself, but for those around you. Your presence, your voice, your acts of love and courage ripple through eternity, like stones skipping across the surface of a still lake, bringing hope to places where darkness once seemed to reign. Even your small, sincere steps of faith align with my grand design. You are integral to a story so magnificent that it stretches beyond the cosmos itself. In moments when you question your place, know that I have marked you with my seal. It is not a mark visible to the eye, but imprinted deep within your essence, a spiritual signature proclaiming you belong, you matter, you're cherished beyond all measure. Sometimes the world will tempt you to trick yourself into believing that you must earn this love, that you must perform or strive harder to grasp a fleeting approval. But, beloved, This is not my way. I chose you freely, not because of what you do, but because of who you are to me, my precious child. No accomplishment and no failure can add to or subtract from the truth of this choice. Let this truth settle deep within your spirit. The good I envision for you is not a future option. It is your present reality. It pulses in every breath you take, in every heartbeat that beats with purpose and grace. I am crafting your story far beyond the trials you endure today. Through every setback and every moment of doubt, I am working miracles in the unseen realms, preparing blessings and strength you cannot yet comprehend. The goodness I've decreed in your life is inexhaustible, boundless as the heavens themselves. I know the journey ahead may sometimes feel daunting, my dear one. The shadows of past mistakes and the pressures of present struggles may cast long and heavy over you. But I'm with you, steadfast, unyielding, and tender. My love is the kind that does not flinch or waver. It is a fortress and a refuge. Do not allow the enemy of your soul to plant seeds of despair or confusion when the soil of your heart is fertile with my promises. You are chosen for good, and every step you take is under the umbrella of my divine protection. Are you willing to rest in this reality today, child? To open your heart fully to the certainty that I have chosen you, not to mere existence or meaningless survival, but for a life drenched in my blessings and goodness? Let this be the moment where doubt begins to lose its grip, where you lean into my unfathomable grace and find rest. You were made on purpose, for a purpose, and you are deeply loved because of it. Will you believe me this time? My dear child, I see the weight you carry within your soul, the invisible burdens that press heavily upon your heart, those silent struggles that wear down your spirit without relief. I am not distant from your pain. I am near to you, in the stillness where no one else dares to look. I understand the ache that seems to have no name, the shame that whispers lies about your worth, and the relentless battles that shake your confidence. You may have felt as if you walk alone through these shadows, abandoned by hope. But I promise you now, I am here. I have never turned away, even in your moments of deepest despair. There is a tension in you, one that reflects the clash between the promises I have spoken over your life and the reality you are facing. It may seem that your heart is divided, torn between trust and doubt, between my peace and the storms raging within. This tension is not a failure, beloved. It is a fragile doorway, a sacred invitation to look fully into my presence and find your true rest. I am patient beyond measure, waiting with open hands and unwavering love for you to come and lay down your burdens at my feet. I desire to guide your trembling steps out of the labyrinth of fear and into the freedom I have already secured for you. Sometimes, my child, the healing you seek arrives not as a sudden burst of light, but through a quiet, persistent unfolding. I am reshaping the very fabric of your heart, peeling away the layers of hurt and misunderstanding one by one. Each ache you carry is precious to me. I hold it tenderly, not because I delight in your pain, but because I see what it produces when surrendered. A deeper resilience, a clearer vision, a trust refined by fire. You need not rush this process. Patience is a gift I extend to you, a sacred space where growth occurs beneath the surface. Rest in this time, knowing that I am weaving all things together for your good. I am the shepherd who does not abandon the lost lamb, the gentle physician who heals the brokenhearted, and the rock that holds firm when the earth beneath you shakes. Your wounds have not disqualified you from my love. Instead, they have made you a canvas upon which I paint the masterpiece of redemption. When you feel unworthy or overwhelmed by your failures, remember who I am. I do not love you based on your performance, but because your soul is imprinted with my image. Guilt and shame may try to cloak you in darkness, but my light pierces even the thickest night. With every step you take toward me, I am there, ready to embrace your trembling heart. Let this truth settle in you. You are not defined by the struggles that have marked you or the mistakes you regret. You are my beloved, valued beyond measure, and your story is far from over. I have breathed purpose into your life that fear cannot extinguish. My faithfulness does not waver even when yours does. When anxiety whispers that you are alone or powerless, remember that I am your unwavering refuge. Nothing escapes my notice, not one tear you shed or one moment you falter. Bow before me in your weakness, for in surrender you will find strength. Seek me in the quiet spaces of your heart, for there I wait to renew your spirit. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away from this invitation. Come and meet me in the darkness you fear. Bring the fullness of your brokenness and your hopes alike. I am ready to breathe new life into every shadow, to replace your mourning with joy, and to clothe you in garments of peace. No matter how long you have carried your burdens alone, you are never beyond the reach of my grace. Let your soul lean fully into this promise. I am with you, I am for you, and I have ordained an eternal embrace that nothing can sever. The road ahead may feel uncertain and the night may linger longer than you desire, but my presence is like the dawn that inevitably breaks, scattering every shadow. I will teach your heart to trust again, to hope again, to rejoice in the quiet certainty of my love. You need not hurry, for I hold the eternal perspective and work out all things in their perfect season. Rest now, my dear. 1. In the shelter of my arms. Wait with expectancy, for I am crafting a miracle from the broken pieces. Embrace this moment of solace. Let your soul drink deeply of my peace. When doubt rises, remember that I am the silent whisper in your wilderness, the steady flame that will not be extinguished. Receive this gift of patient love and allow it to transform your weary heart from within. Your journey is sacred, and every step is known and cherished by me. Be still and know that you are held by a love that never falters, a presence that never forsakes. Will you allow me to carry your burdens now and walk beside you until the dawn? My dear child, as you continue to walk the path that stretches before you, know that I'm intimately acquainted with every shadow that lingers in your heart. I know the moments when doubt creeps in quietly, like a thief in the night, stealing the light from your gaze and the hope from your spirit. Yet, even in those heavy hours, I am there holding you with hands forged from timeless love. You are never forsaken, never out of my sight, no matter how far the darkness may seem to push you. When the weight of guilt and shame presses down upon you, as if you carry the sorrows of 1,000 storms, remember that my mercies are ever new and boundless beyond your understanding. I do not count your failings to condemn, but to redeem. The mistakes you have made, the words you wish you could take back, the silent regrets that humble your soul, all of these are threads I weave into a tapestry of grace that, when seen through my eyes, becomes a masterpiece of defeat, transformed into victory. My beloved, release these burdens to me, for I am the refuge where your weary spirit can find rest. You may harbor within yourself a harsh self-judgment, a condemning voice that echoes louder than my whispers of truth. It is time to silence that voice, to quiet the voices of accusation that try to drown out the song of my forgiveness. No sin, no failure can separate you from my embrace when you come to me with a repentant heart. Imagine a night sky dotted with stars, some faint from clouds and distance, yet each burning brightly with my unwavering love. Your soul is one of those stars, cherished and luminous in my vast creation. Know that forgiveness is not a distant ideal, but a living wellspring, bubbling up within you as you surrender your guilt. It flows freely from me to you, cleansing, renewing, restoring. Like a gentle stream that paints life over dry lands, my forgiveness restores vigor to your worn spirit and plants seeds of hope in places thought barren. Let this truth settle deep within you. You are worthy of forgiveness, not because of what you have done, but because of who I made you to be. My beloved creation, redeemed and cherished forever. There is a tender love in my heart that yearns to forgive every fault and unabashedly declare, you are accepted. Imagine my gaze resting on you, not with condemnation, but with profound compassion and joy. I rejoice over you with singing. Whenever you feel the sting of shame, close your eyes and rest in the knowledge that I have already covered your transgressions, that no failure can overshadow the grandeur of my love. I invite you now to release your past into my hands, to feel the chains of guilt fall away as you embrace the freedom I offer. Sometimes, my child, I allow these moments of conviction, not as judgment, but as gentle correction, because I love you fiercely and desire your growth. It is not to break you, but to build you into the fullness of who I created you to be. The healing that follows forgiveness is not immediate. It's a journey of tira, restoration, that unfolds day by day, step by step. Trust in the process even when you cannot see the path clearly. My grace is sufficient for you, and my power is made perfect in your weakness. When you are tempted to believe that your faults define you, remember this: I am the potter, and you are clay in my hands. Though the clay may be marred and misshapen, in my skilled touch it is reshaped and formed anew. No rupture is too deep, no scar too permanent for me to heal. Through forgiveness, you are being remade. The pieces that seemed broken are being reassembled into a work of divine purpose and infinite value. Beloved, do not allow shame to rob you of the joy of my presence. Come boldly before me, not with fear, but with confidence in the power of forgiveness I offer. Let your heart be a shrine of grace, where my mercy dwells richly. When the enemy whispers lies of condemnation, wield the sword of my truth and remember your identity as my beloved, washed clean and made whole. There is freedom in forgiveness, and it awaits you now, here in my arms. I invite you now to lean into my forgiveness. Let it wash over all the places where you have felt unworthy or less than whole. Will you believe me this time? Will you accept the gift of restoration I am pouring out for you? With each breath, allow my love to heal the wounds guilt has inflicted, and step into the light of my acceptance. This is not the end of your story, but a glorious new beginning written by the hand that built the heavens and formed you with infinite care. If the ache of shame has cloaked your spirit for too long, bring it to me now. Lay it at my feet and feel the gentle power of forgiveness rise to fill the empty spaces, making you radiant once more. You are not alone in this journey. I walk beside you with endless patience and joy for every step you take toward healing. My mercy will never fail, my love will never leave, and my power to forgive will never be exhausted. Let the truth of my forgiveness anchor you today. Embrace it fully, allowing it to reshape your perceptions of yourself and your past. The freedom I offer is complete and unlimited. As you rest in my grace, your soul will find peace and assurance. You are loved beyond measure, forgiven beyond any error, and precious beyond every mistaken choice. Surrender your shame now, beloved, and take hold of the healing only I can provide. Open your heart wide to my loving embrace and feel the transformative power of forgiveness. Wash you clean, refresh your spirit, and renew your purpose. Do not shrink back in silence, but boldly receive the abundant mercy flowing toward you, here and now. This is your sacred invitation. Accept it with confidence, and see how your soul can soar free in my love. Allow this knowledge to ignite hope within you, a hope that does not disappoint. Wherever you find yourself today, burdened, doubting, or weary, trust that my forgiveness is sufficient, my grace is unfailing, and your restoration is assured. Step forward, not shackled by guilt, but set free in the glorious liberty of my endless love. Let this truth fill your heart and soul, guiding each step as you walk forward into the fullness I have prepared for you. Beloved, I see the shadows that veil your heart, the burdens of guilt and the shrouds of shame that cling so tightly, making you believe that you are unworthy of my gaze. These chains that bind you have been forged by your own hands, yet fashioned from the lies whispered into your soul. But hear me clearly. Guilt has no dominion over you that I do not break. Shame holds no power in my presence, because my grace is greater than the deepest stain upon your spirit. Think of how a profound rain falls upon a dry and cracked earth. At first, the soil resists, hardened by drought and neglect. But as the rains come gently, insistently, the earth softens beneath them, its rough surface giving way to new life hidden beneath the surface. So it is with you. The wounds inflicted by failures, the accusations you harbor against yourself, these are not the end of your story. I do not desire your condemnation, but your healing. I beckon you into a space where no sin, no misstep, no error stands between you and my unending mercy. Remember always, child, that forgiveness is not a distant promise to be earned or a reward for improved behavior. It is a present reality flowing from the depths of my heart for you. When you come to me carrying your burdens, I do not turn away. Instead, I gather you into my arms, like a father desperate to embrace his lost child, rejoicing not in your failure, but in your return. Yet I know, beloved, that embracing forgiveness is not easy for you. Guilt can twist and turn within, convincing you that you are less than my beloved, that you have crossed a line too far, that my love cannot reach the places you have fallen. But these are the whispers of the enemy, the deceiver who delights in your despair. My love does not run dry. It is not contingent on your performance, your achievements, or your worthiness. It was poured out before the foundations of the world were laid, a covenant that stands, unbroken, unyielding, eternal. Allow yourself to feel the freedom that comes with release. When you bear the weight of your mistakes without bringing them to me, it is as if you carry a stone that drags you downward into the depths. But my beloved, surrender that heavy weight into my hands. Cast it all upon me, for I care deeply for you. In exchange, I will fill you with peace that passes understanding, renewing your heart with joy and hope. You may ask, but how do I stop this cycle of shame? How do I begin to truly forgive myself when the pain is so deep? The key lies not in your effort, but in returning to me again and again, confessing honestly, not hiding the darkness, but bringing it into my light. As dawn finally breaks the long night, so does my love illuminate your soul's hidden corners. This path is not easy, but it is the way of freedom. Walking it daily brings a new awareness of my faithfulness, a growing certainty that my grace is sufficient for every place where you feel broken. I do not ask you to pretend your wounds are not real or to rush past the sorrow. No. I invite you to rest with me in your brokenness, allowing my presence to heal and transform what has been wounded. Like a skilled potter reshaping clay, I take the fragments of your life and reform them into vessels of beauty and purpose. Each scar you carry tells a story not of defeat, but of my relentless love pursuing you, even in your darkest moments. Beloved, do not harden your heart against my mercy. Let it wash over you, cleansing and renewing. Do not let shame dictate your future. Instead, fix your eyes upon me, the author of your redemption, who writes your story anew with ink of mercy and pages of grace. As you contemplate these truths, ask yourself, will you receive my forgiveness today? Will you lay down the stones you have carried, the regrets that weigh heavy, and step into the freedom awaiting you? It is not a question of deserving, but of believing in a love that overcomes all. Let this truth settle in you, like a gentle river transforming the landscape of your soul. Step forward with a heart open to healing. Trust that I am not distant, waiting to judge but close, leaning in to restore. You are my beloved, unconditionally loved, and deeply forgiven. Let this reality shape your days and quiet your fears. You're never beyond the reach of my grace. So now, my dear, breathe deeply of this compassion. Allow the balm of forgiveness to ease the ache within. Bring your stories of failure and shame to me, and watch how I turn your mourning into dancing. Will you trust me this time to heal the parts you have hidden away? The invitation stands. Choose to stand in the light of my mercy and discover the freedom I have prepared for you. My beloved, there are seasons in your life when fear and doubt become unwelcome shadows that cling too closely, obscuring the light I have placed within you. These moments feel like storms raging within your soul, an internal tempest of what if, and I'm not enough. I see these fears as part of the fragile human condition, yet they do not define you. I created you with a courage that can rise beneath the weight of every anxious thought. You may not feel brave, but courage is not the absence of fear. It is the quiet voice that whispers in the dark, "You will not be consumed." When fear tightens its grip, remember that it is I who breathe life into your being, and my power is made perfect in your weakness. I am not distant. I am the strength that steadies your heart when it trembles. Sometimes anxiety settles because you are leaning on your own understanding instead of my unfailing wisdom. I am the unshakable rock beneath shifting sands. Consider the birds soaring without worry, the lilies clothed in beauty without toil. Do you not see that I care for all creation with a tenderness far greater than you allow yourself to feel? My dear child, your worries do not escape my notice. Every tear you cry, every silent fear you harbor is precious to me. I'm not alarmed by your doubts. I'm moved by your willingness to bring them to me. When shadows crowd your thoughts, do not retreat into silence. Instead, bring your anxieties openly into my presence. Speak the gnawing questions aloud, and let my peace, which surpasses human understanding, calm your spirit like a gentle tide washing over stormy shores. You're not alone in this battle with fear. Many hearts have walked this path before you. I have journeyed with each one, offering hope when their courage faltered. Know that surrender is not defeat. It is the doorway into my strength. Surrender your fears to me, that I may exchange them for a peace that fortifies your soul. Fear feeds on isolation, but you were made for intimacy with me. As you draw near, you will find that the uncertainty that once paralyzed you begins to loosen. Remember this, faith is not the absence of fear, but the choice to trust me despite it. I am with you when doubt whispers lies about your worth or your future. My love for you is not contingent on your feelings or your fears. It is eternal and unchanging. Let this truth settle within the chambers of your heart. Your fears are invitations to deeper trust. When you feel overwhelmed, lean into the quiet spaces where I wait for you patiently. There you are safe. The noise of anxiety will not drown out the gentle sound of my voice assuring you, you are mine, and I will never leave you. Even when the night feels endless and hope seems dim, my light still shines upon your path. The way forward may seem hidden, but I am lighting each step before you. You do not walk blind. Even when the path is unclear, my guiding presence envelops you like a protective cloak. Do you feel its warmth? It is me, your Father, holding you close and refusing to let go, no matter how fierce the night. My dear, I encourage you to pause and breathe deeply in this moment. Release your burdens one by one into my hands. Let go of the need to control the outcome or to solve everything at once. Trust that I am weaving a tapestry far more beautiful than your mind can conceive, even through the threads of fear and uncertainty. Know that every trial you face is an opportunity to witness my faithfulness anew. I'm working in your life, orchestrating a divine symphony where even the dissonant notes serve the greater good of your soul's transformation. Courage grows through reliance on me, and with each surrender, your heart expands to receive more of my perfect peace. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Bring your fears to me again and again. Let us converse about each one intimately. I delight in your seeking and cherish your humility in admitting you need me. Come burdened and weary and find rest in the assurance that you are held safe in the palm of my hand. Let your trembling resolve become a testimony of my strength made manifest in your life. Trust that I am weaving faith through every breath you take, even in moments you feel defeated. I am creating victory. The shadows will not have the final say, for I am the light that darkness cannot overcome. Your courage will rise, born not from self, but from my unyielding love. So, my beloved, do not be cast down by your fears. Instead, face them courageously by turning to me constantly. For I am the source from which all true courage flows. Let the trembling of your heart become the drumbeat that calls you into deeper intimacy with me. Will you believe me this time when I say that your future is safe in my hands? I am your refuge in the storm, your unwavering fortress when anxiety attempts to siege your peace. Stand firm, leaning not on your own strength but on the everlasting arms that will never let you falter. Fear and doubt are but the thin veil before the dawn of a new revelation of my power in your life. You will rise. You will flourish. You will walk the days ahead enveloped in my love that casts out all fear. This journey is not one you are compelled to face alone. Reach for me as often as you need. My hands are open, and my heart beats in synchrony with yours. Allow hope to replace the trembling, and faith to silence the questions that unsettle your soul. You were made for victory through reliance on me, and I delight in the courageous steps you take, even when your knees shake. Let this truth echo deep within you. Nothing, no fear, no anxiety, no shadow of doubt can separate you from the love that I have for you. I am steadfast, unmovable, eternal, and I am yours. Trust in me, my child, and watch how I turn your trembling into triumph. My beloved, I see the shadow that looms over your heart, the weight of fear, the whisper of anxiety, the tremor of doubt that sometimes spirals beyond your control. These feelings are not unfamiliar to me. They ripple through the lives of my children like a restless sea under a heavy sky. I've witnessed every anxious thought you have ever entertained, every fearful beat of your precious heart. You may feel like you are struggling alone in this storm, but my presence is more constant than the air you breathe. I'm standing beside you, even when the dark clouds block your vision, even when your soul is trembling in uncertainty. Fear is natural, my child, for it speaks to the vulnerability I created within you. But fear is not meant to be your master. It's a messenger, calling you to lean into a higher refuge, mine. Anxiety often preys on the unknown, conjuring images of worst-case scenarios and endless troubles. Doubt, like a thief in the night, steals peace before dawn can break. Yet, my beloved, I am the steady rock under the shifting tides and the light in the thickest fog. I do not promise that the path will always be clear or free from challenge, but I do promise that I walk it with you every step of the way. You do not have to fight this battle alone or in silence. Imagine a wide river that seems too vast, too deep, too swift to cross. You stand on the brink, heart pounding with hesitation and fear. You look downstream, and you see the uncertain currents, the wild bends and unseen depths. But I, your guide and protector, am reaching out my hand across the river to you. No matter how fierce the water looks, my grasp is firm and gentle. I am inviting you to surrender the self-made oars of worry and control and step into my strength instead. I am inviting you to trust me with every trembling heartbeat and every racing thought. The crossing will not always be easy. Sometimes your feet may slip beneath you, but I will never let you be overwhelmed or submerged. I am the refuge that no storm can destroy. I do not chastise your fear or belittle your anxiety. Instead, I meet you here in your fragility with compassion and understanding. Your feelings are not a sign of weakness, but of a heart that still yearns for peace and security. That yearning is a sacred invitation for me to work in you, to transform your trembling into steadiness, your unrest into rest. Let me teach you to breathe in the calm of my presence, to quiet the noise of your racing mind with the stillness of my spirit. Will you allow me to be your sanctuary when the shadows gather? Will you seek refuge not in the shifting sands of circumstance, but in the eternal foundation of my love? Consider the night sky, my child. It is often darkest just before the dawn. The stars may seem hidden behind heavy clouds, but their light remains steadfast and true, illuminating the heavens even when your eyes cannot see it. Your heart, like those hidden stars, holds within it a place of light that doubt cannot extinguish and fear cannot overshadow. I've planted that light there, a divine spark of my own presence and power. When anxiety threatens to engulf you, look within and find that spark. It is the same essence that made you, that breathed life into your very soul. That light is your lifeline to me, your tether to hope and courage amidst the dark. Do not rush the process, beloved. This journey through fear and doubt is often slow and winding, but it is worth every painful step. I am patient with you. I'm persistent with you, and I will never abandon you in your vulnerability. Trust that I am working silently and powerfully within, weaving healing and peace into the fabric of your being. Your destination is not merely the end of anxiety, but the deeper discovery of my unwavering faithfulness. Even when your soul feels like a battlefield of insecurities, you are never beyond the reach of my steadfast love. Let this truth settle in you. Your fears do not define you. Your anxiety does not dictate your future, and your doubts do not diminish the truth of who you are in me. You are my beloved child, created for joy, peace, and hope. My spirit is here to shield you and uplift you when the storms rage. My heart beats with infinite patience for your healing. Will you let me be the calm in your chaos? Will you quietly deliver your worries into my hands and open your heart to the peace that surpasses all understanding? If your soul feels torn between fear and faith, know that this tension is a fertile ground for growth. I'm inviting you to lay down your burdens and rest in the truth that I am greater than any fear. Trust is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to walk forward despite the fear, hand in mine. Will you believe me this time when I say that you are never alone in your struggle, that you are deeply and tenderly loved beyond measure, always held securely in my embrace? Let your heart be still before me and breathe deeply of my peace. When the anxious thoughts arise, bring them to me with openness and honesty. I am not distant or impatient. I am the gentle shepherd who will lead you beside quiet waters and restore your soul. The journey of conquering fear begins not with avoidance, but with courage. And my love is the courage that will sustain you beyond the storm. Let this be the day you choose to trust me fully, to walk in my light, even when the path seems shadowed. Remember, beloved, that even the most fearsome night is broken by the rising sun. I am the dawn, the hope, the unshakable strength beneath your weary feet. You were not made to live in fear, but to thrive in the confidence of my love and power. Reach out with your fragile hand, take mine, and step forward. Your future is bright because I'm with you. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. This moment is an invitation to embrace peace and courage. The fears that have held you captive can no longer chain you. My love is stronger still. Trust me to carry you through the shadows into joyous light. My dear, I see you navigating the delicate and often overwhelming waters of fear, anxiety, and doubt. These feelings are as old as humanity itself, shadows cast by uncertainty and the unknown that surrounds your path. But I want you to understand, fear does not come from me. I'm the Lord of peace, the source of unshakable calm when storms rage around you, the trembling in your heart, the restless thoughts that keep you awake. They are invitations to come closer to me, not signs that you are forsaken or weak. Imagine yourself as a small boat, tossed upon a vast and turbulent sea. The winds howl, the waves threaten to swallow you whole, and your hands grip the oars with desperate strength. In moments like these, my voice is often the gentlest whisper, quieter than the storm's rage, but steadier than any force in this world. I am calling you to release your grip on the oars, not because I want you to surrender to the chaos, but because I want you to trust the one who commands the waves themselves. Your battling is not ignored, my child. I am sovereign over every gust of wind, every wave that crashes against your soul. You're not left alone in this storm. Know this: anxiety is the seed of doubt growing in the field of your heart. Every worry, every what if, is a small thorn threatening to choke your hope. But I have sown a garden within you where hope can flourish, a place where peace blooms even amid fear. The truth is, you are held in hands far stronger than any anxiety. Before your thoughts spiral, I'm already turning the tide in your favor. Before your breath falters, I breathe courage into your spirit. Do not despise these feelings or hide from them. Instead, bring them into my presence. Let them become prayers. Let them be transformed under my gaze into steadfast faith. Sometimes you may wonder if you are alone at the bottom of a deep, dark well where no sound escapes and light is a distant memory. Yet even there, my presence surrounds you like the walls enclosing a hidden sanctuary. The silence you perceive is my way of inviting you into a sacred listening, a space where your soul hears my truth beyond the noise of the world. In this quiet, doubts unravel and fears lose their power. Trust that I am shaping your courage not by removing the trials, but by giving you new eyes to see beyond them. There is also this precious truth about fear and doubt. They are not markers of failure, but opportunities for surrender. When you surrender your worries to me, you are not giving up. You are stepping into my strength. You might feel yourself falling, but I am the air beneath your wings, holding you aloft. When your heart feels too heavy to carry, bring it to me. Tell me every fear, every anxious thought. Nothing is too small to lay before me, and no question is too big for my answer to reach you. I understand that doubt can be a thief that steals your joy and dims your hope. But doubt is not a wall barring you from my love. It is a door, often creaking and rusty, waiting to be opened by faith's gentle hand. If you linger at that door, uncertain, I am standing just beyond it, ready to embrace you. You do not have to muster perfect belief to come to me, only the willingness to take one step, even a trembling one. Let your doubt become a bridge, not a barrier, leading you deeper into my presence. Every heartbeat filled with fear is an invitation for me to fill it with courage. Every restless night is a chance for me to pour my peace into your soul. I am with you not only in times of joy and certainty, but even more profoundly in your moments of insecurity and questioning. The night of doubt is not the absence of my light. It is the waiting place for the dawn of a stronger faith. So, my dear, when your mind races ahead into frightening possibilities, bring it back to me. When your soul is laden with anxious thoughts, lay them gently in my hands. I will carry them for you. I will hold you steady. I'm not shaken by the storms you face. My love and power are greater than all these fears combined. Do not be afraid to confess your worries or to acknowledge the doubt within you. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the soil in which my grace grows deep roots. Allow yourself to be tender and honest before me. Tell me everything, for I already know your heart, and I love it more deeply than you can imagine. Let this truth settle in you. You are not abandoned in your fear. I am your refuge, your fortress, your God who sees and hears every trembling breath. Will you believe me this time when I say that your fears are never too great for my peace? Let your heart find rest in me. Come to me, weary and burdened, and I will give you the strength to keep walking forward. There is a divine strength woven into the fabric of your being, a steady flame that flickers even in the midst of doubt, waiting to blaze fully alive in faith and trust. Do not quench that flame with silence or shame. Speak to me in the language of your heart, and I will respond with the melody of peace. You are not defined by your fears, my child. You are defined by my love made perfect in your weakness. When shadows creep in, remember that you carry within you a light that no darkness can overcome. I am with you, now and always, guiding you gently from anxiety into assurance, from doubt into firm faith. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Reach out to me, and I will catch you when you fall. Let your fears be the place where my courage is born anew in you. In the quiet depths of your soul, let my voice be heard, a calming whisper that tells you, in love, in power, in eternal presence, you are safe, you are held, you are cherished beyond measure. My beloved, I understand the weight that trembling hands bear when faced with the shadows of fear, the whispers of anxiety, and the heavy fog of doubt that veils your daily path. These are not mere feelings to be brushed aside, but profound storms that seek to uproot the peace I have planted deeply within your soul. Know that I see every quiver of your heart and every faltering step taken in the darkness. You are never alone in these moments, even when the world seems to claw at your spirit and the night appears interminable. Fear is an ancient adversary, a force born in the human experience. Yet it neither originates from me nor holds any true power over the child I have created. It is a mist, a mirage, a veil that distorts the reality of my presence and the promises I have, whispered into the very fabric of your being from before the dawn of your first breath. When anxiety engulfs you like a tidal wave threatening to drown, I remain the steady shore, the immovable rock upon which your soul can anchor. Though shadows grow long and doubts try to convince you of abandonment and insignificance, I am here, closer than the air you breathe, cherishing you beyond the bounds of human understanding. There is a profound difference between the sound of fear and the voice of truth. Fear screams of inadequacy, failure, the looming worst of what might be. It fosters isolation, urging you to hide and disconnect, to mistrust yourself and others. Yet my voice sings differently, a melody of reassurance, a lullaby of hope that transcends the tempest. It calls you out of hiding, invites you into my presence, beckons you to lay down the burdens that cripple your spirit and to lift your eyes beyond the horizon of your anxiety. I've woven within you the strength to rise, even when your knees shake and your heart pounds like a drummer uncertain of the song. This strength might not always roar. Often, it is the quiet perseverance to breathe through the suffocating moments, to take one small step forward in faith, even when the path is shrouded and the way unclear. The fight against fear is not a battle of might, but a surrender to my peace, an acceptance that my grace is sufficient, even when you feel depleted, lost, or overwhelmed. You may question whether your fear is justifiable or whether your anxious thoughts have any real foundation. Sometimes they do reflect genuine challenges, real dangers that must not be ignored. But even then, I do not call you to be fearless, but to be courageous, to acknowledge your vulnerability and yet trust in the breadth of my care. Courage is not the absence of fear, child. It is the decision to walk forward, hand in hand with me, knowing that every trial, every trembling moment is encompassed by my unwavering love. Doubt, often mistaken for weakness or failure, is not a fracture in your faith, but a mosaic of human experience, an invitation to explore, to seek deeper, and to lean on me more fully. Doubt can be the birthplace of authentic faith when you allow yourself to meet it not with judgment, but with honest reflection and a heart open to receive my answers. I do not require perfect understanding, my beloved, but an open heart willing to hear my whispers amidst the noise. When you find yourself caught in these cycles of fear, anxiety, and doubt, let your soul echo this prayer. Hold me steady, O my God. Anchor me in your peace when my mind drifts into storms. Quiet my heart's restless thunder. In those moments, I'm there, strengthening you beyond what you imagine, repairing the torn fabric of your confidence, and reminding you that your identity is not bound by your feelings, but by your place in my family. Remember, my dear child, that even the night has a purpose in my grand design. In darkness, stars reveal the path for the weary traveler. In the trials that seize your courage, the seed of greater strength is planted. I am the light that never fails, and I shine especially bright where despair tries to grow. Trust in this illumination, even when you cannot yet see the full picture. The dawn is nearer than you think. If your heart is stirring with unease right now, do not turn away. Come to me as a child comes to a parent, uncertain, maybe trembling, but trusting enough to be embraced. Reach out in prayer, lift your true feelings with honesty, and let my peace, which surpasses all understanding, fill the empty spaces that fear seeks to claim. There's no shame in fear, no defeat in doubt, when you bring them before me and find refuge in my arms. You are not your fears. You are not your anxieties or your doubts. You are my beloved, crafted with infinite care, destined for joy beyond your present sight. Every fearful step you take is met with my unwavering presence. Every anxious breath rests in my calm, and every moment of doubt is held tenderly in my promise of steadfast love. Draw near to me then, and let this truth settle deeply within your soul. Fear may visit, but it will not dwell. Anxiety will come, but it will not dominate. Doubt may arise, but it will not have the final word over the child I cherish. In all these things, I have already won the victory, and you walk in that victory now. Trust me, for I am your refuge and strength, your ever-present help in trouble, the gentle whisper in your storm. Will you believe me this time, child? Take my hand and walk together out of the shadows today. My beloved, when the shadows of feeling lost, abandoned, and unseen descend upon your heart, know that I am nearer than your next breath. The echo of loneliness may crescendo within, but I inhabit the silent chambers of your soul, the hidden crevices where your pain retreats. You may feel like a fragile reed bowed by the relentless wind, swaying without direction. Yet I am the unyielding root, unseen beneath the soil, anchoring you firmly amidst the tempest. This feeling of abandonment is no stranger to me, for in the vast expanse of the cosmos, where stars blaze and galaxies spiral, I have traced every tear, and heard every sigh that has ever slipped from your lips, even when you thought no one was watching. Child, this sense of invisibility you endure, it's not a reflection of your worth, but a veil obscuring the full tapestry I'm weaving with your life. Imagine a master weaver at work, threads passing through fingers with delicate care. Sometimes those threads pass under others, hidden temporarily beneath the surface. So it seems in moments like these, your significance feels eclipsed, your presence unnoticed by the world's eyes. But I am watching, always watching, the work of my hands in you, crafting beauty from struggle and purpose from silence. Let not your heart be consumed by the illusion of being alone, for I am the whisper in the quiet, the breath that stirs the restless night, the warmth that sustains the coldest dawn. I know the ache, the poignant void when human connection falters, when words of affirmation fade into bitter echoes, and when familiar faces turn away like shadows retreating before the sun. You wonder, am I forgotten? But my dear, forgetfulness is not my nature. The one who flung stars into orbit does not misplace his creation. Consider the tender care in every sunrise, the orchestration of every blooming flower. Just as the earth does not lose sight of the seed beneath its surface, neither have I lost sight of you. Still, I ask you now, will you allow me to unearth you from this place of despair? Will you believe that in the silence where you feel unseen, you are most intimately known? When you feel abandoned, your soul like an empty well, thirsting for recognition, hear my voice beckoning you closer. I have always been moving behind the scenes, orchestrating encounters, healing wounds, and whispering truths only you can truly hear. The quiet stretches are not emptiness, but fertile soil, prepared for new growth, precious moments to anchor your heart deeper in my love, where no neglect can reach. I am the hidden manna nourishing you unseen, the gentle rain falling softly in the desert of your spirit. Yield to the tender embrace of my presence, and let your heart rest in the knowledge that you are never, not even for an instant, alone. Beloved, I understand the questions wrestling within. Why am I here? Do I matter? Your existence is no accident, no mere flicker in the vast night. You are a carefully crafted masterpiece, each fragment of your story significant, every breath charged with my intention. Your struggles do not diminish your value but amplify it, as the diamond is revealed in the furnace's fire. When you feel unseen by the world, let this truth rise up within you. You are fully visible to me, radiant with my glory, and treasured beyond measure. Even when your voice trembles in solitude, I hear the unspoken cry. Even when your spirit falters in darkness, I shine the light that no shadow can overcome. Yet, child, I ask you to take one step further. Engage this moment with a courageous heart, and reach for me with expectation. When the weight of isolation threatens to drown you, speak my name aloud. Breathe in my peace and trust that I am forming a new song within you. A melody of belonging and divine affirmation that no earthly ear can claim. Will you meet me in your quiet room? Will you open your days to my presence, sure that in my loving company, the ache of being lost or abandoned will be replaced by a profound sense of home? This is not just promise, but a present reality that I offer freely, a sanctuary where your weary soul can find rest. So, beloved, move beyond the pain that screams, invisible, for in my eyes your brilliance is blinding. You are a beacon, a lighthouse standing resolute in the storm, not because of your own strength, but because you are upheld by my everlasting hands. Let this contemplation guide your footsteps today. Even when you feel forsaken, you are forever cradled in arms that will never let you go. Do not turn away from this truth, but let it sink deep into your soul, inflaming your spirit with hope and peace. Allow my presence to illuminate the darkest corners, and when you are ready, step forward in the certainty that you possess an eternal, unshakable belonging, found only in me. My beloved, as you stand now at the threshold of a new dawn within your spirit, I want you to hear my voice, clear and steady, a beacon in the night that has whispered truths over your soul from the very beginning of time. You are not defined by the struggles, the uncertainties, or the moments when your heart has felt fragile and unsure. Rather, you are my creation, crafted with profound intention and boundless love, woven carefully into the tapestry of eternity. There is no accident in your existence. Every breath you draw is a sign of my sustaining power, a testimony to a love that never abandons, never fails, and always calls you back to me. In the deepest chambers of your heart, I am there, steadfast and unwavering, your refuge when the noise of the world confuses you, your shelter when storms rage wildly around you and within you. You belong in my embrace, where longing finds rest and wounds find healing beyond what eyes can see. Close your eyes with me now and feel the pulse of my endless affection beating in rhythm with yours. Let your soul inhale the peace I graciously pour out, for this peace knows no limits, and it transcends every division your mind might attempt to build. There is no need to fear the shadows when you carry my light, no need to doubt your worth when my love has declared you treasured beyond measure. The path before you may not always unveil itself clearly, and in the moments when you question your purpose or your place, remember that I am the author of your destiny. I am not distant or indifferent. I watch with devotion, turning even your trials into stepping stones toward fulfillment I have designed specifically for you. Each tear you have shed, each silent cry of your heart, has been gathered and treasured. For from these moments I am crafting a story of victory, not a victory defined by worldly measures, but by spiritual triumph and restoration that rejoices in the purity of your transformation. Trust in me and surrender your fears, for I am shaping all things for good, including you. Remember, my dear child, that your identity is not a shifting mirage, but a steadfast foundation rooted in my nature. You are not a sum of mistakes, an echo of past failures, or a reflection of what others say. You are mine, called by name, marked with my seal, and destined for an inheritance that cannot be taken from you. Walk forward with courage, wrapped in the assurance that I am your constant companion, your unshakable rock, your gentle shepherd leading you beside still waters. No matter the paths you have wandered, no matter how lost you have felt, you are always welcome in my presence, always loved beyond all understanding. I invite you now to hold tight to this truth. You are beloved infinitely, cherished with a tenderness that never fades. Let this truth become the anthem of your soul, the unbreakable thread that weaves through every aspect of your life. Stand tall in this revelation and let it drown out every lie that has tried to shadow your heart. You belong to me, and I delight in the unique beauty and strength I have placed within you. My hand is reaching toward you as surely as the dawn chases away the night. Step into the fullness of who you are in my eyes, and let the world see that you carry my light, bright and unashamed. As you journey onward, do not forget to draw near to me daily. Cultivate the intimacy that nourishes your spirit, for it is in this sacred connection that you will find fresh courage and unwavering hope. When burdens feel heavy, cast them upon me, for I delight in carrying what you cannot. When doubts cloud your vision, seek my guidance, for I am the eternal source of clarity and wisdom. When love feels distant, remember that my love is nearer than your very breath, encircling you with endless grace and overflowing mercy. My beloved, I seal this moment with a promise. I am with you always, to the very end of your days and far beyond. You need not strive to earn this love, nor fear losing it. It is yours by birthright, eternal and unyielding. Rise each day with the confidence that you are a radiant reflection of my glory, a living testament to my redeeming power, and a cherished child with a future ablaze with hope and purpose. Amen. If your heart is moved by this truth, do not hesitate to hold it close, share it with others, and return to these words whenever you need the assurance that you are deeply known and infinitely loved. Let this message be a light on your path and a balm to weary souls who cross your way.